Hello and welcome to NDTV. I am Amit. After Supreme Court's, advisory, now the government of Delhi has decided that there is going to be no physical classes for class 10th and 12th as well. Meanwhile, the centre has written to states over pollution and has said implement health advisory issued by the government and form strategy to combat air pollution. This is happening at a time when Delhi's AQI is over 500.
10 and 12th are also moving on to the online mode now with respect to, of course, the air pollution and the very severe air pollution that we have in Delhi NCR at this point. Today, Delhi saw its worst AQI index, which was at 493 of the season. So today marked, the most severe category of the AQI that Delhi has seen. And after this, of course, the Supreme Court's hearing today as well had a lot to do with this. The Supreme Court had directed the states to go on to online mode for all classes, even class 10 and 12, which is, after when this move came about, after the Supreme Court's urge to all the states that now Delhi, not just Delhi, but Gurugram and Faridabad schools have also gone on to online mode. So at this point, all of the schools in Delhi NCR will be operating out of online mode. And even Delhi University has announced online classes. No physical classes will take place until November 23rd at Delhi University. These are, of course, very concerning times with respect to the air pollution and the AQI index in Delhi worsening every single day.
Meanwhile, Supreme Court had some tough words for the government of Delhi and the Anti-Pollution Board over steps taken to tackle pollution crisis, questioning why the curbs were implemented late.
A thick layer of smog has enveloped Delhi NCR. The air quality continues to worsen each passing day, with the AQI crossing 484 in the national capital. This is the season's worst AQI in Delhi, leaving Delhiites gasping for air.
Anybody who's a non-smoker is smoking 40 cigarettes per day. Do not know all our three measures of GRAP 1, 2 and 3 have failed. Supreme Court, Delhi government, all concerned agencies to come forward and to find out what is the reason. It's every year.
As a doctor, it's really sad to see everyone coughing away, wearing masks, which itself is so hazardous because it doesn't, it puts so much pressure on your lungs, it puts so much pressure on your heart. But I mean, it's really, really unfortunate. What are these two governments doing, whether it's the center or the state? They're just fighting with each other and we are helpless and, suffering. This is very, very unfortunate for all of us.
GRAP 4 has been, first of all, implemented pretty late. There has to be more coordinated effort by the government and people will follow, because they know everybody is ready to follow the rules. Only thing is the implementers are not there.
As Delhi continues to choke, the Supreme Court today pulled up the Delhi government and questioned it over the delay in implementing stricter anti-pollution measures under GRAP 4. The top court has strictly told the Delhi government to not relax the GRAP 4 anti-pollution curbs without informing it. The court also questioned the anti-pollution panel, saying that when the AQI was 418 on November 13th, why did it lose precious time to invoke stricter pollution curbs? The court has asked Delhi government to also ensure a construction ban in the national capital. Meanwhile, politics over Delhi pollution has erupted. Delhi Chief Minister Atishi accused BJP-ruled UP and MP of stubble burning, while also putting the onus on the centre to find a nationwide solution to the crisis. Delhi BJP leaders were also seen distributing masks to the people at a Delhi metro station. The BJP has blamed the Delhi government for the health crisis in the national capital.
चाहे राजस्थान हो, वहाँ पे स्टबल बर्निंग हो रही है, चाहे हरियाणा हो, चाहे उत्तर प्रदेश हो, चाहे मध्य प्रदेश हो, और केंद्र सरकार क्या कर रही है? अगर इस पूरे देश में एक राज्य है जिसने स्टबल बर्निंग की, पराली जलाने की घटनाओं को कम किया है, वो पंजाब है। पिछले 6 साल में, पिछले 7 साल में केंद्र सरकार एक कदम बताए जो उन्होंने ये घटनाएं रोकने के लिए लिया है।
अगर केंद्र सरकार ने तीसरी बार सरकार बनी है, अगर केंद्र सरकार ने जिम्मेदारी के साथ सभी राज्यों के साथ मिलकर के अगर सही तरीके से कार्य योजना बनाई होती तो आज ये दिन दिल्ली और पूरे उत्तर भारत के लोगों को नहीं देखने पड़ते।
मैं दिल्ली की सरकार से एक सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं। ग्रैप 1, ग्रैप 2, ग्रैप 3 लगाने के बावजूद भी अगर दिल्ली में पोल्यूशन कम नहीं हो रहा तो प्रतिबंध से पोल्यूशन कम नहीं होगा। आपको डस्ट कंट्रोल करना पड़ेगा, आपको पंजाब की पराली का धुआं रोकना पड़ेगा, जिसके बारे में आप बात नहीं कर रहे हैं। आप लगाते रहिए प्रतिबंध, जनता तो मजबूर है कि वो आपके प्रतिबंध झेलेगी, लेकिन दिल्ली में पोल्यूशन की ये हालत आपके नकारेपन और निकम्मेपन के कारण है, जिसका खामियाजा दिल्ली की जनता को भुगतना पड़ रहा है।
For days in a row, the national capital has been reeling under a blanket of thick smog, with the air quality further dipping to alarming levels. There seems no immediate respite in sight. The need of the hour is for the centre and the state governments to collaborate their efforts in finding a permanent solution to the pollution crisis. Bureau Report, NDTV.
Now, in the aftermath of the horrific accident, the fire, in fact, incident in Uttar Pradesh's Jhansi, which claimed the life of 12 infants, now the Health Secretary, in fact, as Chief Secretary, has written to all states, and this letter has been written to review and update of the fire prevention and response plans of all health facilities and training of all healthcare staff on fire safety protocols, evacuation procedures and use of firefighting equipment. Now, this has been sent as an urgent message to all states to try and implement all these measures so that such incidents do not take place again.
These sort of regulations and letters come about, but what we do understand right now is the contents of the letter from the Health Secretary to the Chief Secretaries of all the states directs them for reviewing and updation of their fire safety plans, to conduct regular fire safety drills and response plans that also include training of all healthcare officials across the board in the country with proper and stringent fire safety protocols, evacuation procedures, conducting regular preventive fire safety drills, and also installation of optimum maintenance services as well, installation of optimum fire safety measures as well, including smoke alarms, fire extinguishers, with regular check on their expiry dates and sprinklers. The states are also requested to constitute district level committees headed by district collectors, comprising of relevant officials from health and fire safety and fire services, public works departments as well, to undertake such physical inspections of hospitals across the country at all healthcare facilities. And such committees may also be directed to undertake suitable actions against defaulters as deemed necessary under the law. But of course, Ankit, as you said, the question remains that why is this that, a tragedy needs to happen for this sort of directions to come in. The death toll of infants at this hospital has risen to 12 and 39 were, all injured in suffocation at this hospital in Jhansi.
Meanwhile, former Home Minister Anil Deshmukh was returning from campaigning, and after finishing his campaign, there was an attack on his convoy in which he has been injured badly. There was a stone pelting on the vehicle in which he was travelling. In this, Anil Deshmukh has been injured and has been taken to a hospital for treatment. MVA workers have protested after the attack on NCP Sharad Pawar leader Anil Deshmukh.
आज शाम में तकरीबन 8 बजे के आसपास एक घटना घटी। पारट शिंगा बोलकर के गांव है जो कि काटोल विधानसभा क्षेत्र में है। यहाँ पर श्री अनिल देशमुख अपना सभा कंप्लीट करके नरखेड़ की तरफ से काटोल की तरफ की ओर आ रहे थे। रोड के एक आइसोलेटेड भाग पे उनके प्राथमिक इन्फॉर्मेशन के मुताबिक उनके गाड़ी पर पथराव हुई। इस इंसिडेंट में उन्हें इंजरी भी हुई है। ये जो घटना घटी है इससे बहुत गंभीर रूप से नागपुर ग्रामीण पुलिस ले रही है और फौरन इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू कर दिया गया है।
My colleague Anuj joins us on the phone line for more on this. Anuj, what's the latest condition of Mr. Deshmukh? And we heard the police. Has anybody so far been arrested?
has been arrested so far, and the police said that the cause of this entire event is yet to be, is yet to be known. But the police is carrying on their investigation, according to the Bharatiya Janata Party and their sources and their, their spokesperson. 5 people who were covering their faces were standing on the road who attacked this vehicle of former Home Minister of Maharashtra and pelted stone on the vehicles, and they also shouted. According to the NCP party, they shouted victory to Bharatiya Janata Party when they were doing it. But all of these things have not yet been confirmed by the police, and we'll have to wait for an official confirmation there. On the other hand, he was first taken to a local hospital in Katol, but then later he was moved to Max Hospital in Nagpur, and now we are seeing that a huge number of MVA supporters have gathered outside the hospital in Nagpur, outside Max Hospital, and they're giving chants in support of Mahavikas Aghadi and mostly in support of Anil Deshmukh. It becomes very important to note because we are just 36 hours away from the polls in Maharashtra, and Anil Deshmukh serves as the former Home Minister of the state. At the same time, he's been very vocal against the Bharatiya Janata Party, especially against Devendra Fadnavis in the last few months, which makes this even more significant.
Thank you for joining us with all those details. Meanwhile, Maharashtra's spirited poll campaign has ended as the state is all set to vote on 20th of November, with the ruling Mahayuti alliance hopeful of retaining power and the Mahavikas Aghadi striving for a strong comeback. Both ruling alliance and the opposition alliance had launched a newspaper advertisement war targeting each other. Meanwhile, cash, liquor, freebies have been seized by the poll commission in record number worth 1,000 crore rupees, 660 crore rupees in Mumbai alone, 7 times more than the seizures of 2019.
महाराष्ट्र की जनता ये पहचान चुकी है कि उनका भविष्य और उनकी विकास की तमन्ना जो है उसको पूरा करने में महायुति ही सफल होगी, और इसलिए महायुति के पक्ष में सब लोगों ने अपना समर्थन देना चाहिए। जहां तक महाविकास अघाड़ी का सवाल है, बड़े स्पष्ट शब्दों में उनके पास कोई मुद्दा नहीं है। सिर्फ सत्ता के लिए और कुर्सी पर बैठने के लिए वो आतुर हैं, और उसकी के लिए वो सारी योजनाएं बनाते हैं। बांटने का काम तो उन्होंने किया है।
एक तरफ इंडिया गठबंधन कांग्रेस पार्टी जो संविधान की रक्षा कर रही है और गरीबों की सरकार, किसानों की, मजदूरों की, पिछड़ों की, दलितों, आदिवासियों की सरकार चलाना चाहते हैं, और दूसरी तरफ वो शक्तियां जो संविधान को, अंबेडकर जी के संविधान को क्रश करना चाहती हैं, खत्म करना चाहती हैं। प्रधानमंत्री झूठ बोलते हैं और कहते हैं कि मैं रिजर्वेशन के खिलाफ हूं। मैं रिजर्वेशन के खिलाफ नहीं हूं, मैं रिजर्वेशन को 50% से ज्यादा बढ़ाना चाहता हूं। मैंने प्रधानमंत्री जी को कहा कि आप जाति जनगणना कीजिए, हम आपको पूरा सपोर्ट देंगे, और प्रधानमंत्री ने मेरा जवाब तक नहीं दिया।
All right, with that, we are slipping into a very short break. News and updates on the other side. Stay tuned. A day after Prime Minister Narendra Modi showered praises on the movie The Sabarmati Report, now it's turn of Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who praised the movie. In a social media post, he said, no matter how hard a powerful ecosystem tries, it cannot keep the truth hidden in darkness. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Brazil on the second leg of his 3-nation visit, during which he will attend the G20 summit. Prime Minister's remarks at the G20 session on social inclusion and the fight against hunger and poverty. He said, and I quote, "I would like to say countries of Global South are most adversely impacted by food and fuel and fertilizer crisis caused by global conflict. So our discussions can only be successful when we keep in mind the challenges and priorities of the Global South." Now, CCI has imposed a monetary penalty of 213.14 crores rupees on Meta for anti-competitive practices in retaliation to 2021 privacy policy update. This relates to how WhatsApp 2021 privacy policy was implemented and how user data was collected and shared with other Meta companies. The Commission also issued C's and directions and also directed Meta and WhatsApp to implement certain behavioral remedies within a defined timeline. Further, Meta Group operating through WhatsApp was found to be dominant in the market for OTT messaging apps through smartphones in India. Furthermore, it was also found that Meta holds a leading position compared to its competitors in online display advertising in India. Meanwhile, for the first time, President Biden of the United States has given Ukraine the green light to use powerful American long-range weapons for strikes inside Russia. Now, this is expected to escalate the war between Ukraine and Russia. This happens after a massive attack by Russia on Ukraine. Take a look at this report sent by my colleague Uma Shankar.
I am in Ukrainian capital Kyiv, and behind me are those Russian tanks and armored vehicles which were destroyed by Ukrainian army during invasion of Kyiv in February-March 2022. The Russia-Ukraine war has dragged now on for 1,000 days, and in the meantime, US President Joe Biden has given Ukraine permission to use long-range missile against Russia. This means that now Ukraine will be able to attack the interior areas of Russia through the Army tactical missile system provided by the US. Ukrainian President Zelensky had been demanding this for a long time, but US was not giving the permission. There was a fear that doing so could further intensify the war. Therefore, for the first 2 years of the war, the US didn't give a permission to Ukraine to use the Army tactical missile system against Russia. In February this year, President Joe Biden decided secretly to give a missile system to Ukraine, and Ukraine received a consignment of these missiles in April. When Zelensky met Joe Biden in Washington last September, he presented the victory plan which he had already presented before the Ukrainian parliament. Information came out through sources that Zelensky presented a list of Russian targets which Ukraine wants to hit with the long-range missile.
Well, that's all the time that we have in this edition. News and update continue here on NDTV. Stay tuned.